Hello, beloved community, and welcome to UCOV, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Venice, but not the one in California. Each of you is welcome here, and we are delighted that you chose to be here with us today. We hope you will meet someone new and find something in today's service to take with you into the world. My name is Nancy Minaldi Scanlon, and I will be your worship associate for this morning. If you'd like to learn more about UCOV and all we offer for our congregation and to our society at large, please go to our website at uucov.org or visit our Facebook page. And if you're joining us online, Please know that your donations are most welcome and can be made remotely by clicking the donate button. Donut! What does that tell you, huh? Donate button! We should put a donut button in there too. It might do well. Donate button on our website. We are joined today again by guest minister Will Esty, who is just wrapping up his first semester at Meadville Lombard Theological School. Is there anyone else joining us for the first time today, or any returning guests who would like to introduce themselves? You're thinking about the donuts, aren't you? Well, if we have any visitors too shy to introduce themselves publicly, please stop by the welcome table in the lanai after the service and fill out a visitor card. And feel free to find Will after the service to get to know him. Today's service will be intergenerational, so we won't be singing the children out with the Reeve benediction. Finally, before we begin, today's service will feature a large amount of call and response. In addition to being on screen, each piece can be found in our gray hymnal, Singing the Living Tradition, though you may want to bookmark them ahead of time. Come and be with us. And Lisa will now play Lento Placido from the Consolations by Franz Liszt. Beautiful, Lisa. Thank you. The words for our chalice lighting today are taken from Fire of the Spirit, adapted from Hildegard of Bingen. Life of the lives of creatures, spiral of sanctity, bond of all natures, glow of clarity. Taste of the sweetness to the fallen, be with us and hear us. Composer of all things, joy in the glory, strong honor, be with us and hear us.
Hello, beloved, and thank you for having me again. It's not often that I get invited back after giving a service. For anyone who missed me last time, my name is Will Esty. I use he, they pronouns, and I am so happy to be with you again. Now, as Nancy said, today's service will be a sizable amount of call and response, so to get us a little warmed up, I'd like to try something. When you hear me say it, you say it. All right? Let's try that. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Very good. I'll keep you on your toes with that one. Now, to get us warmed up with the audience participation side of things, I invite you to join me in our opening words today. Number 437, let us worship. Let us worship with our eyes and ears and fingertips. Let us love the world through heart and mind and body. We feed our eyes upon the mystery and revelation in the faces of our brothers and sisters. We seek to know the wistfulness of the very young and the very old, the wistfulness of people in all times of life. We seek to understand the shyness behind arrogance, the fear behind pride, the tenderness behind clumsy strength, the anguish behind cruelty. All life flows into a great common life, if we will only open our eyes to our remains. Let us worship not in bowing down, not with closed eyes and stopped ears. Let us worship with the opening of all windows of our beings, with the full outstretching of our spirits. Life comes with singing and laughter, with tears and confiding, with a rising wave too great to be held in the mind and heart and body, to those who have fallen in love with life. Let us worship and let us learn to love. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Please take a moment to say hello or to introduce yourself to those around you. I call to you now from number 517, I who am the beauty. Hear me and call to me again in turn. I who am the beauty of the green earth and the white moon, among the stars and the mysteries of the waters. I call upon your soul to arise and come unto me. For I am the soul of nature that gives life to the universe. Let my worship be in the heart that rejoices, for behold, all acts of love and pleasure are my rituals. Let there be beauty and strength, power and compassion, honor and humility, mirth and reverence within you. And you, who seek to know me, Know that your seeking and yearning will avail you not unless you know the mystery. For behold, I have been there with you from the beginning. Say it. Say it. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing our gathering hymn, number 346, Come Sing a Song With Me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Thank you very much. I call to you again now. Number 489, When Love is Felt. Hear me and call to me again in turn. When love is felt or fear is known, when anniversaries arrive by calendar or consciousness, when seasons come as seasons do, old and known, but somehow new, when lives are born or people die, when something sacred descends in soil or sky, mark the time. Respond with thought or prayer or smile or grief. Let nothing living slip between the fingers of your mind. For all these are holy things we will not, cannot find again. Blessed be. And say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Thank you. Can't remember my own script. It is said that money cannot buy happiness, but we do not wish to buy happiness. We work to build it. And so each week we hold an offertory so that each of us may help to buy the metaphorical bricks upon which we will build the brighter future, from each according to their means. We give because we know that generosity, compassion, and charity do not go unnoticed by those whom they help, to each according to their means. Today's offering will now be both graciously given and gratefully received.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On September 28th, three of us left for Immokalee at 7:30 in the morning, and we didn't get back until 4:30 at night. It was a very emotional trip. The slideshow? Oh, it is. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it. The first place we went was the Coalition Building. And those two women there were our guides. The woman on the right had been in the fields for 2 years, and she was sexually harassed constantly. That is their meeting place. And next to that, in the same building, was their little, I would call it a 7-Eleven, where they could go and get their necessities if they needed them. And when three of us went, Trudy had been there before, but Anna and I had never been there before, and they were talking about how much they had gained since Trudy had been there the last time. But we were astonished because we didn't think of that at all. There's so much need. And we went next door. They bought the building to turn into a museum. And the next few slides are about the history of this awful place that they entered. One of the big things is fair food, and their campaign was to get so many of the buildings that sell groceries and so forth on board to give them a fair wage. And you can see there is a shirt there. There was one young man who was very thirsty, and he went to the truck to get water, and he was beaten severely. And this is modern day. And there's more of things that I have something on the lanai outside that you can actually read them if you would like to. Okay, you can go on. This was a truck where men, women, and children were forced into, and it was locked at night. No food, no water, and a tiny, tiny window where they could get air. It was disgusting. And you can see some of the facilities that come on board. Taco Bell, Subway, Whole Foods, Burger King, Walmart. I can't see all of them right now. But right now they're working on Publix and Wendy's and Kruger's, because Kruger's is a really big grocery chain throughout the country. And afterwards, they had thought that they had come a long way, because where they were doing the museum, they had actually acquired that building from funds that were probably donated. And then we went across the street to the farm, where, well, it really wasn't a farm. It was a garden. And actually, they serve, there's the picture of some of them. And they actually serve about 600 people for dinner. And it's all volunteers. Nobody does this to get paid. And they had in the back room a a huge, huge room filled with just diapers that evidently a church in Naples donates once a year. They had everything lined up from babies through adult diapers. It was amazing. And there's some more of it. And this is how they fed people. And the three of us went to Mr. Taco for lunch, which was nearby. And we were disappointed that we thought we were getting a Mexican, really a good Mexican meal, but it was not good. And lastly, that made the most impact, we met this Sister Maureen Kelleher, and she also is a lawyer. She has worked 30 years trying to overcome the injustice of immigration. And she told us about this couple that was new that were seeking asylum from Venezuela. And evidently, it takes years in this country to fill out all the paperwork, which is what she was helping them do. And then they had to go back to their countries where they fled in order to fill out paperwork there, just in order to come back to this country. And so they can't work. One was a lawyer, one was a doctor, and they have no means of supporting themselves. So they rely on this coalition to do it. And the stories that she told was amazing. She had us separate into groups, and she said, okay, solve the immigration problem. Well, you know, where do you begin? You know, I just thought that this woman should be in sainthood for doing what she has with so very little reward. And, well, what can we do? We live so far away, we're not about to volunteer each day to help these people. But what we can do is campaign for the fair food. And I have out on the lanai at the trifold an address that you can send for the largest retailer around here is Publix, and Lakeland is their headquarters. And so if you send a letter to them asking them to get on board with fair trade, that is something that we can do. So please stop by the display on the lanai after service. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda, for that stunning presentation, and thank you all for everything that you do, both for this community and for the world at large. A congregation is not the building, but the people who fill it. As a community of human hands and human hearts, we come together to share our laughter and our tears. We are entering into a time of sharing our joys and concerns. If you have something to share, please raise your hand, and someone will bring you a microphone, and we will light a candle to kindle the flame you carry inside you. Also, at any time before or during the service, you are welcome to light a candle for yourself. Finally, please remember to only share your joys and concerns with permission.
I'm Sally Erb, and I just wanted to share that we celebrated this week a year of my daughter-in-law's second kidney transplant. If it's in any of your hearts to be kidney or any kind of body part that you don't need, people need them. Thank you.
Say it.
I'm Donna Jewett. I think we might have missed a birthday, and I just want to wish Mary Ann Kerner a happy birthday. I know she's rolling her eyes, but, but she's so special here, and I just want, I know, happy birthday.
Say it. We light one last candle for those joys and concerns which we carry with us, but which we did not share today. I call to you once more, number 534, Gloria. Hear me and once again call to me in turn. Gloria. Kyrie eleison. Baruch atah Adonai. Om. Alleluia. Shalom. Nam Yoho Renge Kyo. Amen. 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 Blessed be. And say it.
Our first reading today is entitled The Truth About Stories by Thomas King. King, an American Cherokee author, writes of his experience working for an Australian publication in the 1960s and his complicated relationship with racism. He writes, "There was a photographer who worked for the magazine. Let's say that after all these years, I've forgotten his name. So we'll call him Lee. Lee was a decent enough guy, but on Friday afternoons when we got paid and adjourned to the local pub to drink and review the week, he would turn into a boor. The kind of boor who, after half a dozen beers and a few whiskey chasers, liked to expound on what was wrong with the country. Government was at the top of his list, followed closely by Australia's Abo problem. Abo being Australia's derogatory term for the Aboriginal people. And because there were no Aboriginal people in the immediate vicinity, Lee spent many of these smoky evenings sharpening his soggy wit on me. In a perverse way, I've always liked people like Lee. They are, by and large, easy to deal with. Their racism is honest and straightforward. You don't have to go looking for it in a phrase or a gesture, and you don't have to wonder if you're being too sensitive. Best of all, they remind me how the past continues to inform the present. One Monday, Lee stopped by my desk with a present for me. It was a cartoon that he had gotten one of the guys in the art department to work up. It showed a stereotypical Indian in feathers and leathers with a bullseye on his crotch and flies buzzing around him. Office of Chief Screeching Eagle Goldstein, the caption read. Payola and bribes acceptable in the form of checks or money orders. No silver, please. Just above the Indian was Happy Bar Mitzvah Kimosabi. And just below was Only Living Cherokee Jew. I still have it, just in case I forget. So that we may not forget, join us now in a moment of silent thought, meditation, or in the spirit of prayer.
Our world is on fire in more ways than we can count. Some of them literal, some of them metaphorical. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sick of living through another historic event every single week. Something that you may not quite realize, I have no memories of a world before 9/11. Many of the people my age do not either. I was born and raised in a world on fire. And no matter how many buckets I fill, and no matter how many people I get to join me, it seems like the flames are only climbing higher and higher. Our world has been ravaged by imperialism and capitalism and so many isms that dedicate themselves to unpeopling people. In saying that these people over here, it's okay to oppress them. It doesn't matter what they feel or think or do. And I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of people looking at it and choosing to turn away. There's a joke in the United States that you see a homeless person on the street, you step over them. I'm sick of that. And I'm sick of people not saying it. We need to say it. Told you I'd try to keep you on your toes. Say it. Say it. People these days are getting cleverer. They're learning how to couch what they say in righteous fury and anger. There's a quote I always come back to by the late, great Jean-Luc Picard, captain of the USS Enterprise. Villains who twirl their mustaches are easy to spot. Those who clothe themselves in good deeds are well camouflaged. She, or someone like her, will always be with us, waiting for the right climate in which to flourish, spreading fear in the name of righteousness. Vigilance, Mr. Worf. That is the price we continually pay. We must be vigilant. Because all it takes is one of us not saying something for it to just go. Say it. Say it. We cannot let them hide anymore. We cannot let evil hide itself in righteousness. In college, undergrad, a large talking point on campus was the idea of consent. And it took me a while to realize just how problematic a lot of my own behavior was. There were a lot of talking points, things like, no means no, but a lack of yes also means no. But the rallying cry was always consent. It's on us. Because someone caught up in the situation may not have the presence of mind to say, hey, I'm being oppressed over here. They might be focused on covering their head from bottles and rocks, on fleeing out the back window because a cross is burning in their yard. And so it's on us. We have to say it. We have to say it. A person's existence is not a political opinion. Political opinions are, what should our taxes go towards? Should roads be privately owned or publicly owned? A political opinion is not, black people do not matter. And I'll say that again. A political opinion is not whether or not someone has a right to exist, because they do. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. The subtleties are where we will lose this war. I don't care about people abusing welfare. I care that in this country it's okay to die of poverty. I don't care why immigrants are coming into this country. I care that we are putting children in cages. And I am sick of people not saying it. So what do? We say it. When we see it, we say it. And it's not about dying on every single hill that you come across, but we are long past the point where we cannot pick. We have to choose one. I don't care what hill you choose to die on, but if I see you not fighting, I don't even have words for it. It shows what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. And I recognize I'm preaching to the choir a bit here. You are a community who cares immensely about everyone in this world. I know that. And I have seen the wonderful, wonderful work that each and every single one of you is doing. And I thank you for being the light in this world that we need. For being the people saying it and doing it. Because it's not just enough to say it. We also have to do it. Thank you very much. I'll be back.
Our centering hymn today is number 170, We Are a Gentle, Angry People.
We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are young and old together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are young and old together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives.
Our second reading comes from James Baldwin's essay, Down at the Cross, Letter from a Region in My Mind, compiled in The Fire Next Time. Baldwin, a Black writer from the Civil Rights era, discusses the unprecedented horrors of the German Holocaust of World War II, stressing that they were not so unprecedented as we may believe. He writes, "White people were and are astounded by the Holocaust in Germany. They did not know that they could act that way. But I very much doubt whether Black people were astounded, at least in the same way. For my part, the fate of the Jews and the world's indifference to it frightened me very much. I could not but feel in these sorrow years that this human indifference, concerning which I knew so much already, would be my portion on the day that the United States decided to murder its Negroes systematically instead of little by little and catch as catch. I was, of course, authoritatively assured that what had happened to the Jews in Germany could not happen to the Negroes in America. But I thought bleakly that the German Jews had probably believed similar counselors. And I could not share the white man's vision of himself for the very good reason that white men in America do not behave toward black men the way they behave toward each other. When a white man faces a black man, especially if the black man is helpless, terrible things are revealed. I know. I have been carried into precinct basements often enough, and I have seen and heard and endured the secrets of desperate white men and women, which they knew were safe with me, because even if I should speak, no one would believe me. And they would not believe me precisely because they would know that what I said was true. So that we may know truth in all its discomforts, join us again in a moment of silent thought, meditation, or in the spirit of prayer.
Truth is hard in so many different, difficult ways. Truth is hard like a puzzle, scattered bits that we're trying to piece together one by one until we have some sort of picture of what we call truth. But truth is like a puzzle without any edge pieces. It's hard to find a place to start if you don't already know where to go looking. But truth is also hard like a baseball bat. It is strong and firm and destructive. We can level it to bring down systems of oppression, but we can also level it to lift up things, to hit home runs. But still, truth is hard. Because sometimes that truth requires looking at ourselves and seeing things that we do not like. I'm going to give you a phrase that I learned over my past semester, an epistemology of ignorance. Now that's a $15 word for a really $5 idea. It means that when we look at the truth, we reject it because we can't stand what it means for ourselves. If we acknowledge the truth, it's like pulling that last piece out of a Jenga tower and causing it to fall. You all know Jenga, right? For those of you who don't, it's a fairly simple game. You have a number of wooden blocks that you stack in a tower. Each person in turn pulls a piece out, sets it on top. The more pieces have been pulled out, the more precarious the tower, and the more difficult it is to find a piece that you can pull for your turn. The game is over when the block tower inevitably falls. Truth is like those precarious pieces, balanced ever so gracefully. But when that tower is corrupt, when those high towers that people sit in have grown too distant, the only thing we can do is knock them down. Pull that last piece, watch the tower fall, and build it back better than it was before. We can't stop. We have to keep calling out the truth when we see it. We have to say it. Say it. Because if that tower goes any higher, it's going to crush us all when it falls. Because it will fall. Time and time again, we have proven that systems of corrupt power and oppression will topple. Eventually, people will have had enough. The best we can hope for is to get as many people out of the path of destruction. Or to control demolition it. To set our own charges and topple those towers where we can, so that they stop blocking the sun and polluting the air. Because it's not enough to just say it. We have to call it. When we hear someone else saying truth, we have to repeat it. We have to let them know that they have been heard and that their words will not die there. The villains aren't all Lees. They aren't all people who are open and willing to admit their racism and their bigotry and their hatred. Many of them are politicians looking to gain as many constituents as possible, and they have learned how to cloak their language in ways that get more people on board. So we have to say it. And we have to do it. Thank you.
Our words for extinguishing the chalice today are from number 450, Blessed is the Match. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame. Blessed is the flame that burns in the heart's secret places. Blessed is the heart with strength to stop its beating for honor's sake. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame. Please join us in singing our scattering hymn, number 118, This Little Light of Mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, building up a world. I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you all very much for coming. I know that I'm not the best with words, though I like to pretend that I'm better. And thank you all very much for everything that you do. You are seen. You are heard. Now go out and say it. Say it. Blessed be.
And now, sit it for the announcements. Oh, come on, what would a service be without it? You will find that there are all kinds of wonderful things happening on our lanai, and the first thing is there are tickets on the lanai for the raffle. Get your tickets, $5 a chance on only 3 items. If you're at home and can't get here, mail a check payable to UCOV for the correct amount, the number of tickets, and specify which prize, the pocketbook, the necklace, or the throw you would like, and include your name, address, and telephone number. We'll make out a ticket or tickets and fill in all the necessary info included in the drawing. Also on the lanai, sign up for the December 6th holiday party from 5 to 8 p.m., or you can also sign up with Eileen Leapley. And come decorate a set of cookies for $25 and sing carols with us on December 16th, starting at 2:30 in the sanctuary. Sign up on the lanai. Any questions? See Kathy Avery. Pat and Jack are back with a few more Article 2 conversations. Please see them for dates and to sign up. Sign up for 2024 spiritual practices, again on the lanai. Time and date to be announced. If you have an interest in joining 6 others in a 6-week reading and discussion group with the goal of evolving your personal spiritual practice, then consider signing up. Over a 6-week period, once a week in a local park, socially distanced, we will meet and discuss a chapter from the book Everyday Spiritual Practice by Scott Anderson. And finally, Build Your Own Theology is starting on January 16th and running through March 5th. Please contact Kathy Avery to sign up. Thank you so much, and go enjoy some refreshments.